Okay, here we are with another Becoming a Modern Man. Again, we're playing Restore Balance deck here. This is the deck list if you just want to take a quick look at it. And this matchup is against a Merfolk deck, I believe. Got us underway here. This was our opener. We're playing it on the play. And decided to keep this. Get a early Blood Moon off, which can be pretty good against an opponent who's running a lot of non-basics. Play a couple of Cascade spells, which is pretty decent. Need to find a way to finish the game, but otherwise I think this is a pretty decent hand. Someone plays Vial, which is definitely a problem for us, as destroying his battlefield is not going to be much good if he can still drop creatures into play. But I think we're going to get an early Blood Moon in here, just to cause him some trouble, mana-wise, which can be a problem for us. Good cards like Remand and such. I'm going to play drop another border post on our turn. Reveals that he's Merfolk. Play some mountains. I'm going to O-ring the Vial because, as I said, I think it's potentially a problem. He's going to respond by putting a Adept into play, which means he can draw a card. And basically islands in there somewhere, but not found them yet. He has another Vial as well, which is annoying, but he is going to have to pick it back up, so I'm reasonably okay with that. Oh, and he ends up conceding. Obviously having a struggle there. Don't know whether that was a bit too soon on his part. We certainly hadn't won from this stage, but we did have the advantage. And if he did happen to play some lands, then could have restored balanced. Actually, we'd still been able to get 2 lands. I don't know. Seemed a bit premature to be conceding there, but I think we did have a good position, particularly with this Blood Moon and the combination of lands he had. We were in a fairly good shape, I think. So let's move on to game 2. So this is our opener this time. A couple of Gargadons and some border posts. Potentially a risky keep, but it looks like it's what we went with. Could work though. I'm just going to drop a border post in. I'm just going to play Kataki War's Wage, which means that border posts are not going to be particularly useful here. We can save them by using the mana from them to not have to sacrifice them, but this does definitely cause a problem for us. I continue to drop the border posts because it doesn't actually kill them, but it does make them considerably less useful in terms of making. I suppose though, if we find a spell, still in fairly good shape, seems though we can get rid of the Kataki, and we'd still have our border posts there. Maybe for that reason I should have just started playing out my lands, but I didn't. Maybe a minor mistake there. No, we're taking quite a lot of damage here. And I don't think we can find a way to win here. Maybe we should play a little bit differently. Maybe try to use some of these first phenologies to dig a little deeper. Try and find the card we needed. But yeah, I think we were in for a tough time. And Kataki is definitely a tough card for our deck to deal with. Not impossible. Like I said, if we had actually found a Cascade spell, we'd still been in pretty decent shape. And potentially we could keep our border posts, provided we have the 3 lands of the correct colour. Combination with the border posts, and I can always tap normal lands to pay for the cost of this. So, yeah, not ideal, and we end up losing this game. So on to the third and final game. This is our opener. Got a nice early blood moon potentially, which is nice. Machines seems pretty good, particularly if we can get that down relatively early. And we've got a corrosion griff from out of the sideboard to deal with a vial, if he so happens to play one. So pretty happy with this hand. Plays a Wonderwine Hub into an Ava Vial. Just going to play another border post. Here I'm going to corrosion grip Vial. Don't want him dropping things into play. And obviously the more he has to tap, the more likely it is that we're going to get the win. And he's not going to be able to counter our stuff. I don't really know what to play here. I decided to go for the Blood Moon. Seems though I'd much rather him counter this than a Restore Balance. Seems though we've only got one Cascade spell at the moment. So yeah, that does get spelt with Pierce, which is kind of... Just going to lay another border post and say go. Plays a Master of the Pearl Trident, attacks for 3. Again, we've got to continue to play around counter magic, which is somewhat annoying. Can't quite remember what I do here. I think I was going to attempt a March of the Machines, but that seems bad, as I think I'm better off trying to hit a Restore Balance to wipe his board first. Seems as he could potentially just overpower me by playing more Lords. Seems though the border posts are never going to be bigger than 3/3s really. Well, maybe a 4/4 with Exalted, but yeah, potential that he's still going to overpower me. So I think I'm better off just suspending the Gargadon and then maybe waiting a little bit longer to try and make sure we've got enough mana to pay for a mana leak or something like that. Or hoping that he just taps out, which seems unlikely, but I'm willing to wait here. Play first, and that was actually quite a significant decision. So I find the Violent Outburst and the Simian Spirit Guide. I decided to keep the Violent Outburst, the Simian Spirit Guide, and the Ardent Plea, because with these we can actually play both in the same turn to ensure that we get our Restore Balance. I was assuming we was going to try and counter the Restore Balance, so we do get rid of 2 important, which yeah, definitely could have been good against him, but this was the safer option, I feel, in that this way I ensure that I'm going to hit a Restore Balance this turn. So I play Ardent Plea, sack my lands, play Restore Balance. He doesn't actually have a response to that. I don't know if he just didn't have any counters or he didn't feel like countering. He then has a Curse Catcher. I'm just going to drop my Simian Spirit Guide. Can actually attack for 3 with the Ardent Plea out. Seems pretty good. He passed it, so I'm just going to pick up a land and just going to attack for 1. And oh, then he concedes. So slightly annoying that my opponent randomly conceded, but I think we pretty much had that one in hand. Gargadon would have come down not too long from now, and if he ever did happen to put together a pretty good army, then he could just use Violent Outburst to restore balance again, and then have the Gargadon come down. So I think we were pretty much in control there and had a pretty good hold on the game, and yeah, managed to win that match, which is pretty good.